Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CHH Hysteria. I'm your host, Cole.
And I'm your co-host, Cooper.
And today we are joined by the poster child himself, Henrik. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys. You're the best in the world.
Yeah, thank you. This is, I think, the third time you've been on, but it's been like a really long time since you've been on. Last time you were on was with Next Move, which has since disbanded. You've joined a new collective. You dropped an album. We got a lot to talk about. I'm super excited. So let's get into it. So let's start off with talking about the album Poster Child was just dropped last week, which is amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, just start by telling us kind of like what the album is, what it means, like what are you talking about, all that good stuff.
Okay, the album's Poster Child has a lot of different meanings, a lot of topics that I talk about, but the main thing is kind of talking about the past couple of years of my life and like getting a platform in the Christian space at a really young age. And really new to my faith as well, and kind of just all the struggles that came with that. So a lot of different things we can go into, but just that's the basic meaning off the rip.
Yeah, I love that. You said shortly after you were like recently just got your face. Like when did you become a Christian then? If it was shortly after you got your platform.
Yeah, so I got saved. I got saved 2019, so my junior year of high school, and then I got my first 100,000 followers on TikTok in 2020, so a year later. So I've been a Christian for about a year when I started.
That's crazy. Yeah, you dropped Bad Dreams only after being Christian for a year, man. So yeah, let's talk about Poster Child. What does the name represent then?
Yeah. So Poster Child is like, I guess what Poster Child means. It's like a cliche phrase of like, you're like the ultimate like good boy that like you're like the perfect boy that like represents a group of people. So for me, I felt like poster child of Christianity or whatever, Christian TikTok, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of like, yeah. And poster child, that's what it means. You're like the perfect, like, but obviously you're not actually, but that's what people want to put onto you and think you are, but it's not the reality.
Yeah. So like after just being just recently coming to the faith and you get this giant platform, do you think that had like a lot of pressure that came with it? That like
the most
kind of wait, what?
The most pressure. It's horrible.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But to be fair, like I don't want to make a thing where it's like, oh, like this is so horrible. Like I hate all these people for putting pressure on me, because it's also like I chose that path as well. Like I played into it a bit and tried to please people for a long time. So it's on me as well. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I really love the whole album, but some of like the standout tracks to me were like the slower ones where you're talking about your faith. So songs like Talk to Jesus, How to Be Free, The Parable of the Son, those are like probably my top 3 in the album. I just
good
love
picks.
them all. Yeah, they're like so beautifully, like they sound so beautiful. They're written so good. They're so relatable for like, I feel like pretty much any Christian could listen and be like, yeah, I relate like a heck ton of this. Can you tell us more about those songs and like the story behind them and what they mean to you?
For sure. I'll start with Talk to Jesus, because that was like that's the first one I dropped. So that song was basically just about, I think I went through like a period last winter where it was like, I don't think I prayed for like 3 months, and it wasn't because I was like, I like hated God. I just like was really apathetic. Like I didn't care that much, didn't think about it, and depressed, I guess, whatever. Didn't care. So I was like, dude, I think that's like more relatable than people think, because like nobody's gonna admit that they do that. I bet you so many people do that. They don't pray for months, and people will say like, oh, I haven't prayed in a few days or like a week. Dude, I know there's people that don't do it for months, but they'll never admit that, because that's like pretty bad. That's like, but I think it's more normal than you think, bro.
No,
and so
is.
I was like, dude,
I do it too.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, I want to make like the most, just like, I don't want to make this like I've made songs in the past, and like I feel like it's really cliche for Christian songs to be like, I had this struggle and then everything worked out in the end. I was like, dude, I just want to make a song like, dude, this is what's going on, and there's not really any solution right now. Like nothing's changed. Like it feels, I just want to make a song where people who are in that spot can be like, okay, somebody else is going through that, and maybe, you know, they didn't get through it yet, but maybe they will, maybe not. At least I'm not the only one going through it. So I just wanted to make the most vulnerable, realistic song possible. So that's why the song is like, tonight, the chorus goes, I didn't talk to Jesus. And I mean, that's it. That's the conclusion.
Bro, it's so good. The first time I listened, I was like,
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So it's just basically about not talking to Jesus, and that's it. I mean, there's not more to that. I mean, the last line, I guess I go, I'm not all right. I need to talk to Jesus. Like I'm aware I need to, but it didn't happen yet in the song, in the storyline. It didn't happen yet. I still am in that place where I'm kind of just ignoring it, not caring.
Mm. You know, I love
Yeah.
that because like you said, there's a lot of Christian songs that like talk about a struggle and then at the end have like, well, the struggle's over. But like I agree that there's very few songs that are like, I still struggle with this, right? And like you said, like I think every Christian can relate to not talking to Jesus enough, whether it be for weeks or months or what years or whatever. So I
Hmm.
definitely love how like relatable that is and how like you're cool with talking about it because like you said, not most people don't want to admit it because like they either have like pride in that or they get put down from other Christians saying like, "Oh, well, are you really Christian, man?" You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah. No,
really
it's
appreciate that. But
for sure.
yeah, just and those other two songs. Do you have anything to say about them?
Yeah. I'll go to How to Be Free next. So that one is sort of like talking about comparing my childhood experiences and how I felt about my faith compared to now. So I started off by talking about a kid when I was a kid, like younger, because I was raised in the church, pastor's kid, and so like when I was younger, I thought, I mean, faith seemed simple because I didn't know anything. I was really naive, and so it was just like God loves me, and that was great, and I didn't have to think about it, and I felt free, and life was good, and then I get older, and the bridge is like now I'm 20 years old, so flash forward to now I'm 20 currently, and it's like it doesn't feel like that anymore now that I've have life experiences and I'm able to understand things more and I've gone through stuff. It feels a lot harder, and that feeling of like a childlike faith doesn't really exist for me currently. So I'll talk about that, and then the second verse I talk about when I was a teenager. So not a kid, not a 20-year-old, but like a teenager, like around high school. That's when a lot of like stuff happened for me, like church hurt and things like that, like pretty traumatic stuff that I don't talk about too much. But that was like a crazy thing for me where I really probably the farthest away I've ever been from being a Christian. Like I was not a Christian at that point. Nobody knew that, but I was not a Christian at that point. But then I became a Christian, and the first time like really becoming a Christian in high school was a great feeling, right? Like when you first come to the faith, like you're on fire, especially having all those traumatic experiences, and then coming to the faith, you feel so free, and you really feel like you know God. And so like that first year of my faith was great, and I was on fire, and I was all about it, and then that changed really fast. And so yeah, it was like kind of talking about those two different times in my life. So like as a kid, and then when I first came to the faith, and how free I felt in those different periods of my life, and then comparing to that to how I feel now, and I don't feel that way, and I want to get back to that childlike faith or that first faith experience,
Mm.
and longing for that.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love that as well. Again, just super relatable for everyone. I think like yeah, like I think a lot of people have a very similar story to yours, where like you kind of like grow up in a church, and then like you don't like make the faith your own until like sometime in like high school or like college or whatever. Like around that
Yeah.
age, I feel like is when people either like decide if they actually believe it, or if like that's when you see people like leaving the faith. Usually around then, just because like
Right.
they have to kind of like decide if they actually believe it. So I love that. And then the last one was the parable, the lost son or the son. I can't remember
Yeah.
the full
The
title, but
parable. It's just the parable of the son. I mean, technically, I think the correct name would be parable of the prodigal son, but I just shortened it. But it's whatever. So yeah, I
yeah.
kind of wanted to make a song like that. Obviously, the parable of the son in the Bible is one of my favorite parables. Just like a
Mhm.
son gets his inheritance from his father, goes off, lives his own life, um, kind of forgets about his father, but in the process, he kind of destroys his life, and then he returns home after destroying his life, losing everything, and he's greeted with open arms by his father, which is like crazy. But so I kind of wanted to make that about my life. I feel like the past like couple years, I feel like it was like the perfect conclusion to the project, because it was like I feel like throughout the whole project I was kind of talking about a bunch of different things for the past couple of years that kind of kind of made me fall away from the faith a little bit. Or like I've gone through like I've gone through like serious like faith crises, bro, where like I stay up like for nights till like 5 a.m. Like I'm thinking about if God's real or not, like freaking out like crazy, and like super depressed and all this different stuff just from having a platform. It's kind of crazy, and so like I kind of made like God almost like my enemy, bro. Whereas like I just avoid him at all costs because I felt like it was the source of all my problems. Like I felt like God was the source of my anxiety. It was the source of all these people saying stuff to me and going after me on the internet and all these different things, and which is not true, but that's how I felt. And so I was just avoiding God for so long and not even wanting to think about it. I think that goes back to talk to Jesus, why I wouldn't pray or anything, because I just wanted to avoid it. I didn't want to have to think about it. And so I kind of made God my enemy almost. And I did a lot of healing this past year, especially over the summer when I got off the internet and started trying to actually live for Jesus for myself instead of for the internet, and actually try to like figure it out and decide, do I actually love Jesus or do I love what he's given me? Do I love like this platform and all that stuff? And so I did a lot of healing this summer, and I kind of started to realize like Jesus is my rest. Like he should not be my enemy. Like I should be somewhere where I always feel safe. And they always, like you always say, right? Like Jesus loves you how you are. Jesus accepts you. Jesus will not push you away. And I can say that, but I don't think I believed that, because I always felt like I needed to perform for other people, especially online, to be a good Christian. I was definitely getting my validation of my faith from people online, and that made me resent Jesus for some reason. So I started to kind of figure out like Jesus is my rest. And before I started any of this stuff, right? Before I started making music, posting TikToks, whatever, having followers, Jesus loved me, and that was awesome, and it changed my life. And for some reason down the line, I started to forget that. And before any of this, he loved me, and I'm trying to go back to that simple love that he has for me. And so it's sort of what the Parable of the Son is about, is like, I think through all of this whole process of becoming an artist and gaining a platform and all that stuff, I kind of lost that simple love. And it's the story of me kind of trying to return to that. And so that's what it is.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. And I do agree that like it is the perfect outro for the album. And the second I saw like the song title and like the length, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the best one. Just like it had that vibe, you know.
Thanks, bro.
And you're talking about like, you know, the album, you talk a lot about like some of like your things like going through faith crises. You also talk a lot about like, maybe I'm just misunderstanding lyrics, but a lot of like heartbreak stuff, right? Is there like, is there just like a girl that broke your heart, or like is it like something that represents something, or is it just a bunch of different stories? Like,
dude,
honestly, like through your life?
Honestly, like, yeah, the songs that are about girls on there, it's just a bunch of different ones. I mean, honestly, one of the more traumatic things that has to do with a girl was all my fault. Like I did some messed up stuff. I didn't put a song about that on the project though, because I didn't make one that I liked. Like I tried like 4 different times, so I didn't end up putting one on there. But I mean, yeah, throughout the past couple of years, I started talking to a lot more girls, which has definitely been a downfall for me and a problem. And I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, those songs are kind of more fun. They're not anything too deep. Like, right. I mean, yeah, sure, I've definitely had like heartbreaks or whatever, disappointments from girls, and they're fun to write songs about, so I did, but they're nothing that crazy. Like, it's not a big deal, to be honest.
No, it makes sense. I love that. But yeah, so again, I love the album. Can you talk to us a little bit about like the creative processes of this album? Like, when did you start working on it? Like, what did the sessions look like? Like, yeah, all that good stuff. For
sure. I mean, I started this over a year ago. So I think actually my first session was October 28th, 2021. And when did this? I think this came out on the 28th. I'm pretty sure, of this year. So it's like literally basically a year. But I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, I started a year ago. So I'd always wanted to do pop punk stuff because I really started to fall in love with that genre the past couple of years. But I never really had any people to work with that I felt like could master the sound. And that's why it took me so long to make it as well, because I've been mastering the sound, trying to like sound comfortable on it and make the best stuff. So the dude that produced the whole album is my friend Justice Wilson. He's a great producer. He did a couple tracks for Hovey's Coma EP. He he's done a lot of stuff. He's fire, but he can do anything. And so he's crazy. So I met him about a year ago. We had our first session, and I mean, basically we would just meet up. I think we had like 3 or 4 sessions throughout the year, and we did it all then. And he would send me a few songs over the internet as well. Like we'd work on Zoom or whatever. So yeah, the creative process was simple, bro. Honestly, he's a wizard. And for the most part, I would just be like, yo, I want a song, this vibe, like whatever. Like I'd probably send him a song that I was really feeling at the time, be like, yo, make something like this. He would make it, and then I'll just write to it. Like that's pretty much it, bro. It was really relatively easy just because he's so freaking talented, bro. And he could bring any idea to life that I asked him to. So he's a huge reason on why the album came out the way it did.
Yeah, shout out to Justice then. Wait, Justice Wilson, you said?
Yeah, Justice Wilson, bro. Crazy.
Nice, yeah, I did see you post on Instagram about him that he like did all the guitar. Did he do like all the production like overall?
Dude, he did everything. So I mean,
like even like the mixing and stuff.
Oh no. That was Elias. Elias did all the mixing and mastering. Shout out Elias. But he did the guitars, he did bass, he did drums, like he did the trap drums. And then for even the drums, like the actual live drums, he would do them program on his computer, and we send them off and get them recorded live. But he made all those, so he's crazy. He can do it all.
Yeah, super talented. That's great. So you're talking about like you were spending time like mastering this sound, and I like when I was showing Livy, which is my wife, like the day after or the day it came out, I was like, I think you're gonna love this album because like it sounds like our childhood, but like new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so like I listened to it and I was like, wow, this sounds nostalgic to me, even though it just came out, and I just love that. So like what were some of your inspirations for the project?
Yeah, bro. I mean, so first off the rip, my favorite band of all time is Relient K, bro. I don't like do you rock with them at all?
I mean, I'm a Christian that grew up in the 2000s. Like, is that a question, my guy?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, that's super 2000s, early 2000s pop punk. That was the first like pop punk band I ever listened to, and I didn't even listen to them like when I should have been listening to them like as a middle schooler or whatever in the church. I didn't start listening to them until high school, bro, because my youth leader put me on, because that was his favorite band of all time. So they're crazy. Matthew Thiessen, who's their lead singer, is one of my favorite writers all time, bro. Probably top 3. He's crazy, and so I've tried to kind of learn from him songwriting, and so that's what I'm influenced off the rip. And obviously the whole new wave, bro, that has been influencing me for the past 2 years. Like obviously MGK. I mean, say what you want, bro, but he does what he does, bro. Like he's nice.
No,
like,
I don't hate MGK. I got you. Don't worry.
He's doing something for the wave. And then there's other bulls, like I don't know if you know who Jaden is. He's a younger pop punk.
You mean like Jaden the rap, like the Will Smith?
No, not Jaden Smith. Not Jaden Smith. There's another dude.
Like the CHH one. There's like 10 Jadens.
It's JXDN.
Yeah, Jaden. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaden, he's fired. There's a dude named Modson who's crazy. Swako's crazy. They're all just pop punk people like from the new wave, like that have been dropping the past year, and they've been crazy influential for me in finding, because what they do, and is what you kind of said, like it sounds nostalgic, but it sounds newer. Like they have that pop punk sound that reminds you of your childhood, but it's something different about it. It's just a little different, and it's more modern. And so that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you can definitely hear your inspirations.
Yeah. So as I was listening to the album for the first time, I was on my phone and I was on Spotify, and you had screenshots of notes as like the music video that Spotify plays or whatever. So I love that because it was super unique. I've never seen that before, and a super creative idea.
Let's go.
So how did that idea like come to you?
Well, that's so funny. I'm glad you brought this up because this is a great story, dude. This was like, so I was in Nashville the week my album was dropping with Justice. Justice lives there in Elias. They live together actually now, and Coop lives with them. So they all live together. So I went down there to hang out with them and also to work on some new stuff. But anyway, so I was driving back the night my thing dropped. So I was on the way home in a car ride. It's like about 12 hours from where I am, so a long drive. So I was with my roommate Andrew, who does all my filming, and Gio. You know Gio? What's up? Or whatever. What's up, Gio? Of course. Yeah. So he was with us. He was with us too. So we were in the car, and it was probably 20 minutes. If you look at the timestamps on the notes, I think it's in the Spotify. You can see I wrote those like 10 minutes before it dropped on everything. So I added them last minute because
I'm
honestly,
surprised
bro,
they showed up.
Yeah.
no, that stuff is really fast. Like that's like one of the only things on Spotify that doesn't take 16 years to upload.
16.
For it's bad. But we were driving and the album was gonna drop in like 10 minutes, and I was honestly so anxious, bro, freaking out. I was like, dude, I don't know. I was freaking out. So it's like I randomly got the idea, bro. I don't know what to say. I just randomly was like, dude, I'm gonna freaking
Holy Spirit.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna freaking put these notes on the songs because I don't know. It helped me calm down, and so I was like, I just needed something to take my mind off everything. So I was like, this sounds like a good idea. Did it, and I think it was cool. Nobody said anything about it though. You're the first person, so maybe it wasn't that cool.
It is. It's funny because I was listening on my computer with another one of my friends, and Cooper was listening on his phone. And he messaged me. He's like, "You see this stuff?" And I was like, "Seeing what?" And I looked, and like, no, it was like Cooper noticed it like right away. Like that was like one of the first things. Yeah. So it's
Cooper's
super
the GOAT. Cooper's the best. That's why.
Yes, sir.
So the rollout for this album was super quick. Like you dropped Talk to Jesus like a week or two before the album, and then you just dropped it. Like, and then you announced it 2 days before you dropped. Like, what was the rollout like for you, and why was it so short, I guess?
That's right. So, bro, I'm not gonna lie. So originally, before I dropped the album, I was like, this is my last music. I'm quitting after this. So I'm just going to drop it. I'm not even going to post that I dropped it. I'm just going to drop it, and that's going to be the end of my career, and nobody will know, and it's whatever. But then that was like back in June. And then after a few months, I started to love music again. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to drop it and keep going because I'm having so much fun making this. By the time I had the album done, bro, I think I didn't finish it till sometime in October. Like I literally uploaded it basically after it completely finished. I was just like, dude, it's been so long since I've been on the internet or even dropped music even. I think the last drop before that was in May. So it'd been a long time. And I was like, dude, I don't even freaking care about a rollout, bro. I just want to drop the freaking project. So I literally just uploaded it for like 3 days after I uploaded it to drop like 3 days after I uploaded it. So it was like, yeah, whatever. I don't really feel like waiting another month doing a rollout. I was like, I'm just going to drop everything. So I dropped Talk to Jesus before I even had like the album finished. So I was just like,
on purpose.
I also dropped Talk to Jesus by accident the first time.
I think I remember seeing that, like someone like messaged me like Henrik dropped. I was like, what? No way! But like I saw it later, and I was like, it's not here. What do you mean?
Yeah, bro.
Like, you can't play me like this.
Yeah, that's my bad. But anyway, yeah, I kind of just wanted to. Also, to be honest, this is more logistics side. I'm not at a level where personally I feel like a rollout is that beneficial for me monetarily, where it's like it's gonna affect my streams like that. Like honestly, these days, 2022, unless you're a pop and artist, huge fan base, rollout. I mean, I guess you could do it for your fan base. That's nice. I should have thought about that for the fans, but it doesn't really do anything to promote the music personally, in my opinion. If you're at my size, I think the streams all come from the back end promotion and TikToks and trying to get something to blow up that way. I didn't think that it was that mattered that much anyway, so that's another reason. But mostly, I just wanted to drop it, bro. To be honest.
That's fair.
But usually, don't singles usually stream better?
Yes. So
in that case, kind of, but yeah.
So if I were to just drop like 3 or 4 singles, I would have done so much better, and I would have got a lot more money in streams. But like I said, that wasn't the main reason. I just wanted to get it out, so I didn't really care.
No, but firstly, I'm glad that you're not quitting music because, like,
I
mean, we love your music, obviously. And, like, I was telling Livia, I was like, there's no way that Henrik doesn't blow up, like, in the Christian scene, I feel like. But that's my take. And then, I'm like, well, he's like, yeah, you know, but, and then also I just, like, love, because, like, I feel like a lot of times, like, in today's age, when someone comes to drop an album, it's like over half the album's been dropped in singles over the past 6 months. So I was happy that like almost every single, all the songs but one song was new on the album release date. I was like, finally.
I will say, when it comes to future music, that's gonna be the case, brother. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be dropping singles on singles, and then there's.
I mean, I get it. It makes more sense. Yeah. It really does. So I get it.
It's a one-time thing.
I get appreciated this time then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you though. That is annoying. It is annoying.
So, So since I get lonely sometimes in 2021, you've
2021.
evolved. Yeah, you've evolved a lot. Like your sound is much more.
Refined.
Yeah, it's much more refined. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
Like
I
it's
agree.
it's just a big improvement. So how would you describe your progression since then?
Oof. I mean, oh, okay. Let's go. Dude, I think a
About to
lot
get
of things
Henrik
are
feet picture.
later. If you like.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that, but
What?
keep that on the low. But a lot. No, I'm not even joking. A lot.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let's keep going.
Joking.
A lot.
Exposing himself on
A
live.
lot. That's fine. That's fine. I hope the right people watch this. A lot of things have changed. I feel like since then. I mean, I was relatively pretty new. I think my biggest improvements, personally, you might disagree or agree. Feel free to rebuttal me. I think that my songwriting has gotten a lot better.
For sure.
I think my vocal tone has gotten a lot better, and I think I just feel a lot more confident in myself as an artist. That's just from one experience, like living and experiencing new things and being able to get new things to write about, and also just making lots of songs, bro. I've made so many songs that will never see the light of day, but I had fun making them and they helped me get better. So just making songs, bro, it's just like anything else. Just make stuff and you get better just from experience. So yeah, it's great. Yeah. And also like the people around me have helped me get better, because particularly Coop, Elias, my friends in real life, they'll tell me, bro, like, bro, your songwriting low-key trash, bro. They're like, yo, you're corn. You say the same thing in every song. I was like, that's kind of facts, bro. Like, I need to like challenge myself, because like I'm a creative person. I've always loved to write and actually challenge myself and be creative. And I felt like I got into a spot where I was not being creative. I was just writing the same thing over and over again. And just because I knew people would like it and it would do well, which is cool, I guess. But I think for this project, I really challenged myself to think outside the box and write cool lines and write about stuff that I've never talked about, just because I love to make songs and it's relatable. And it was a lot of fun. And I've really loved making this project because I feel like I was being creative and just having fun this whole time. So it's been really great for me.
No, I agree. I definitely think the songwriting was like the biggest, like when I first listened, I was like, wow, that was like the biggest improvement I saw right away. Like just like everything, it just
Thanks, bro.
felt so much better. Real quick to like not to intervene on the questions, but you said Cooper and like Elias, like have helped you improve a lot. I saw that they had some writing credits on
Yeah, bro.
some of the songs. I can't remember which ones or whatever. Like how collaborative would you say you were on this project? Because there's only one feature. Well, there was like one song that had features and had like two features.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like how collaborative were you like behind the scenes on this project though?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so let me try to think. I want to give credits to everybody. So there was two songs I didn't even write. I didn't even touch. Freaking Amputation and Maybe. Elias wrote those whole songs. They weren't even, I didn't do anything. I just recorded it. So thanks to him for giving me cool songs. Like they're sweet. I mean, and the reason I used those is because I felt like they were actually relatable to situations for me and they fit the project. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'll freaking take a banger for free. Like, thanks, bro. Like, I'm not gonna pass that up. So
Right.
yeah, shout out Elias. He's a great writer, and I like working
His
with him.
recent album's fire too. Check that out.
He's fire, yeah. His new album is crazy. And Justice also produced that album, so Justice is crazy. So he wrote those completely, and then the ones that I got help writing was Get a Life. Elias helped me a little bit on that. He wrote a couple lines, and then Coop is also one of the greatest writers, bro. I know. Like he writes for so many people you don't even know, bro. Like he's
He was at
crazy.
Reach
That's
the other day. I saw him on his story.
dude, yeah, bro. You don't,
God.
like I said, you don't even know who he's writing for. He's nice. He's talented, bro. So he helped me write Deal Breaker, and he helped me write Transition, which was one of the last songs. He's just crazy. So yeah, I mean, they helped me, and yeah, they were a huge part of helping me grow as a writer and actually help with the album. Everything else I did all by myself. Like I wrote everything else by myself, and Justice obviously produced all that. So I mean, I wasn't super collaborative. I mean, I worked with the people on a couple songs, but that's about it. And then as far as the song with features goes, that had Gio and Logue on it, yeah, I mean, they're my friends. I wanted to put them on it. I don't know. That was a good
Yeah.
song, I think. So
That was fire. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
so it wasn't super collaborative.
So kind of switching gears to something a little bit different. So in the past year, Next Move was disbanded. You guys were released from your contracts, and you joined a collaborative called Divine Outcast, with some other super other talented artists. So what is Divine Outcast about, and how will it affect your music?
Yes, sir. So Divine Outcast obviously is a brand run by Swayze, and he's one of my good friends. And so he reached out to me saying he wanted to expand the brand and make more stuff, like make a collective, like you said, and then we making lots of content and other stuff outside of clothing. And Divine Outcast, I think Swayze's vision behind it is just people who are chasing Christ and feel outcasted by the world because of it. I think that's the main vision that he has behind that, and that's the meaning of that. And so he had originally reached out to me. He reached out to me, Coop, and Gio, and somebody else who ended up not actually. They were in it at first. I don't think I was supposed to say, but they were in it at first, and then ended up dropping out. I might have to. It's somebody you know, but anyway. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, basically. We're gonna start this collective thing with all our friends. I'm like, sounds fun already, all my friends. And then he's like, you can be as involved as you want. And I think that was the main seller for me. It's like, you can be as involved as you want. Like, it's not too much pressure with like, I already have so much on my plate and I didn't want to get involved with another thing. Like Next Move was great, don't get me wrong, but it was definitely a lot. And I don't want to get involved with another thing where I'm constantly having to worry about other people all the time. And I just need, it's too much. So he was like, you can be involved as involved as you want. And we're just going to basically get together every once in a while, make content, make songs, and just support each other. And so I was like, sounds perfect. So I joined. I don't know.
Yeah. And you and Swayze don't have a song together yet, right?
Not yet.
I was going to say.
Wait on it.
I mean, if they're a collective, I mean, there's a chance. Yeah.
There's a chance. I mean, we were just all together in Nashville. Like I said, when I was in Nashville, they were all there actually. So we were just hanging out.
Yeah, they were not doing anything.
Yeah.
We were hanging out. It was a good time. It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
that's all there is to that. Yeah.
All right, so Henrik, I'm gonna ask the question we all really, really want to know. Do you even play an instrument?
That's good. I play saxophone. Actually.
No way,
Straight up?
you play saxophone?
Stop playing with me, man. Yeah, I've been playing since middle school, bro.
Bro, we need a sax solo.
Oh,
In
heck
one of your
yeah,
songs,
bro.
a punk sax solo? Like a
Bro,
that
sax
could-
solo?
That's
Put
actually
it through a
low-key
guitar
thing.
amp? You're easy peasy.
That's low-key a thing, actually, bro. Like one of my favorite bands, Neck Deep, bro. They have a song with saxophones on it, bro. They're a pop punk band. They have saxes on a song, and it's fire.
No,
Right.
sax is always fire.
That's facts. Hey, maybe, bro. Maybe.
That's crazy. Well, we got 2 more questions for you. So the last one I want to ask is, if you were us, the interviewer, was there anything that you would ask yourself that we didn't ask you?
I would ask me why I'm out here saying the A word in my first song, bro.
Saying what?
I'm just playing, dude. All right, so in the intro of my album, bro, I say I'm talking. So the whole song is like kind of a joke. Me and Coop wrote it, and it's kind of like the song is Deal Breaker, and so it's all the verses are talking about like you go on a date with a girl and you find out she's like a serial killer.
Yeah, Psycho X Murder, right?
Yeah.
Psycho ass murderer. And dude,
Yes,
I
sir.
had so many comments saying, bro, why did you say psycho ass murderer? You could bleep that out.
Oh.
So people misheard. Like, okay, I
Okay.
see what. Really,
And-
they
and
missed.
I was getting
how
a
they-
lot of hate. I was like, dude, first of all, I probably would say that in a song anyway, but
I probably.
but I didn't, so you can relax. And it was hilarious, but I had to clarify that.
Do you get much hate on the internet?
Not at all. No, I'm just playing. Dude, it was actually hilarious. Yesterday, I posted a TikTok of Parable of the Sun, and it was like the verse where I go, some days I believe in God, some days I don't, which is true. Like, especially for
Right.
the past year, like I go through a phase where I'm like, dude, I don't even know what's going on. Like, and this girl's in my comments talking about you're not a Christian. Like, Christians never doubt that God is real. Like, you can't call yourself a Christian. You're double-minded. I was like, oh, I didn't even reply. Obviously, like, what am I gonna say to that? But this girl, dude, one of my followers got into a fight with her trying to defend me. Dude, they went back and forth for 3 hours. I'm so serious. Like, I had
Dude, at least they're getting
notifications.
your IG or your
Dude.
TikTok algorithm up though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't say anything because I'm like, dude, I'm getting so much engagement right now. This is crazy. But dude, it was so funny because I didn't even say anything back to the girl who originally said that, and she ended up blocking me. I'm like, I didn't even say anything.
That's
It's crazy. So you can tell like people who say that kind of stuff. It's just like, what are you doing, dude? Like, I don't
No,
know.
it is crazy.
But-
Like people, as I scroll like TikTok or IG, and like, oh, this guy's Christian, and like you look at the comments, and it's like Christian. Like if it's music that's Christian, it doesn't sound like this. And I'm like, I thought we were over this.
Yeah.
Like like that's like a 2000s white soccer mom. Like,
Yeah.
take, what is going on, bro?
Pastor John? Question mark.
But
It's
yeah.
definitely it's Pastor John. Dude, that is funny. Dude, you know what's funny is my dad is a pastor and his name is John. So it's like low key a little meme at my dad. My dad is not like that at all. He's the complete opposite, but it's kind of a little meme at him, that skit where it's called who's Pastor John. It's
Are you
funny.
friends with the I can't remember his name. Chad.
Yeah.
The-
Josh Benson, who
The
does
guy
Church
that
Chad.
did the interlude.
Yeah,
You guys,
yeah,
like,
Church
friends.
Chad. Yeah, that's my brother, man. He's great. Definitely my boy. And yeah, he was really funny for doing that. But I didn't even have to like tell him anything. I was just like, I texted him like, dude, I want you to do a skit. He's like, okay. I was like, I just want you to be like Church Chad and make fun of me. And I was like, dude, we can like get on a call and write this together. And then he, like 2 seconds later, he sent me back a voice memo and it was that. And I was like, this is perfect. Like, that's fine. I'll just use
The
this.
sister
bro. Like,
part was like that's
Oh,
that's what got
perfect.
me.
yeah. He's so funny, bro.
And like his,
Shout out
yeah,
Josh.
he's such a great voice for it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Perfect.
Facts.
So-
Shout out Josh, bro. He's hilarious.
Got one final question that Cooper's got for you.
All right.
I didn't make.
So this one is even more important. So, out of your collective, okay. So out of Divine Outcast, sorry.
He's
Who
so
would
scared.
you kiss, marry, and smash?
We're out here doing Kiss, Marry, Smash to 3 guys? DHH Hysteria? Alright, we're doing it. Alright.
You know, it's with the homies. Like, you get it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if this is going to be hurtful. Alright, we're going to do it.
This is why
Alright.
we didn't include kill.
Alright, so Kiss. Oh, it's Kiss, Marry, and Smash. So there's nobody getting left out. Alright.
Yeah. It's all positive.
Okay, so Kiss, I'm gonna go freaking Geo because you know what? He's too easy, bro. I can't marry him. He's way too easy.
He's doing. What does that even mean?
It means what you want it to. And,
Bro
dude,
falls in love with the person at the grocery store. I get it.
I don't want to marry him because he's too easy, and I don't want to smash him because I mean I've seen Geo, like I've seen all parts of him, so like I'm being
No
honest,
mystery.
bud. Whatever you think that means, and then smash, I'm going Swayze, dude.
Okay.
I would
Swayze is
too.
plump. I'm a fan of the thickums, so I'm gonna have to go with Swayze. Nice touche, for real.
Nice
touche. And I like Latinas. And then I guess Mary, I'm going cool. You know, he's just a solid guy. He can hold it down. Definitely husband material.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go Coop on that. So that's my answer.
Nice. That's a very solid answer. We're not
Yeah.
answering it. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, thank you again for coming on, and thank you for all your support you show on our show and off our
Yes.
show. It always means a lot to us. And yeah, be sure to stream Poster Child all the time and
For
follow
real,
him
for
on
real.
socials and all that stuff. Until next time.
Till next time.